we've packed up and we're ready to leave. So we've got one more night here at Manga, and then we'll be driving down the A7 all the way to Motril. It's about 250 miles, and we'll be staying on a campsite down there for about 3 weeks until the 19th or 20th of February, at which point we will then pack up again, because the weather will be down there, will be nice and dry, I think, not like it's been here, very, very wet. And we'll be heading the 2,500 mile journey to just north of Stockholm in Sweden. Now, if you've been watching recently, you will know that we had a bit of a fridge freezer disaster yesterday, or the day before. We had the fridge freezer stopped working, stopped cooling, and it defrosted itself. Now, some people might say, whoa, a fridge that defrosts itself and a freezer that defrosts itself, that's really great, but not when it's full of food. Now, we didn't have too much of a problem because we managed to cook all the food, and we're going through the process of making dinners. So we've got turkey tonight, already cooked. So that's all right. So we're not wasting any food, but there's been a lot of comments that have been helpful, and so on and so on. So really, thank you so much for all of those comments. But I just want to say that a lot of people have said, well, why don't you put the fridge on automatic so that it will switch between mains power and gas if there's a power cut, which is essentially what everybody's been assuming, you know. But if you know how our electrical system's set up, you'll know that it won't work. Because underneath this sofa down here, we've got the 200 amp hour lithium battery, a 3 kVA or 3000 watt inverter charger, which is switched on all of the time, and it is connected to all of the 230 volt electric sockets and power supplies in the van. So if the external hookup fails, it just switches over to the battery without us even knowing. It just does it. It's like a UPS or uninterruptible power supply. So all the electric hookup comes through the inverter and then back out to the Sargent unit, and it just switches over from battery power to so inverted battery power to 230 volt site power invisibly and seamlessly to us. So I can unplug that and everything still works as if we're on hookup. And that's essentially why we installed all that stuff, so it could feel like we're on hookup all the time. That's essentially where I wanted to get to, and we've got that. So it's even more confusing now because the fridge was on 230 volt and it just defrosted, and I've no idea why. Because if there was a power cut for the length of time it takes to defrost a freezer, which is like 10 hours, it would have switched over to the battery, and the battery would have depleted to a very low level. Well, it hadn't. So it was still up at around 100%, 95%. So it sort of hadn't done that. Unless it had been off for 10 hours while I was asleep, and I wasn't asleep that long, and then it had come back on and charged the battery back up. But it would have taken a long time to charge the battery back up too. So I don't think it was a power cut. It's a bit worrying because I'm now having to keep an eye on whether the freezer's still working. I check it sort of a couple of times a day. People have suggested, so thank you very much, that we switch it off completely, defrost it and give it a couple of days rest and then get it going again. And I think I might do that because it might be worthwhile doing. I don't know whether that makes any difference. It's a machine. It heats the gas up, which separates out and cools the interior of the fridge down. So it shouldn't really. All that should need is the heating elements changing or renewing, and the gas maybe needs to be replaced. I don't know if it can be replaced. I have heard of fridges being regassed, so it might be it. But we're excited, and we're all ready to go. Wendy's not on camera because she's been to the shower and she's not in a suitable state to be on camera. So you can shout hello though.
Hello everyone.
Yes. It's, what is it, about? It's about 7 o'clock, I suppose. Yes. 6 o'clock. Anyway, I don't know what time it is. It's in the evening, and by the time, well, I'm going to edit and I'm going to upload this, and then we're going to go to bed because we're getting up early in the morning to get on our way. We'll film a bit of the journey and what we're doing for tomorrow, and then we'll upload tomorrow evening so that you can see what sort of a day we've had. 250-mile journey, not too bad. We'll do some shopping on the way, I think.